Oh, look, you're looking at half my face in the sandwich. But on this second try, that's not important. What's important is me and Anthony talking about DC's universe. But we're not going to talk about the movies this time. Off camera, you wanted to talk about something comic related.
Yeah, definitely. It's because guys, I know like a lot of you, I'm not over the Superman Batman. I'm not over the disappointment and all the issues surrounding it. However, there were some very interesting things in that movie. Okay, so we had the death of Superman. Big, massive spoiler alert is on the title of this video, so you're an idiot. Anyway, the death of Superman is really, really good. They did it in different ways in the comic books. I think one, he was tied to kryptonite and drowned, and all of these other kind of things. Superman dying is really important because it gives people a reason to step up. So if you think about what Batman said at the end of the movie, he said, I failed him in life, but I will not fail him in death. Okay, now I actually think that the relationship between all of these guys has actually been damaged a little bit by this movie, unfortunately. But maybe it's because I watched it in a very illegal way. And I didn't get the most. My question is, John, what happens when Superman dies in the comic books, and how can that be entwined with the movies?
Okay, so you're talking about the death of Superman in the early 90s. That was half a shrewd marketing decision on behalf of the DC writers and editors to get people to get into the character in the comic book again, and half of it was kind of story based.
Okay.
How could they involve that with the movies? In the way they've kind of done the Doomsday storyline, the main points of it, in that some big creature goes up against Superman, he gives his life to save Metropolis. So they have done that. I'm not sure where your question's actually leading, because they've done that. So
my question is leading because I was reading an interview from Zach, and it was about the quest to find Superman and bring Superman back to life.
So how are they going to bring him back?
Or not necessarily just how they're going to bring them back, but how will this quest bring the Justice League closer together? How will it make a better future Justice League and DC cinematic universe? Is mainly my question. Mainly, like, we can talk plot lines here, John. What kind of plot lines are we going to have?
There might be some weird MacGuffin that they have to get to bring Superman fully back to life. Or maybe Superman has to kind of realign his history. He might have some kind of weird amnesia. There's all sorts of bogus shit they could do. My faith in the DC cinematic universe is twofold. One, I think they know how to create speculation and sensationalism. I don't think they know how to quite give us movies, but they're doing enough for us to make these videos, for example. So I've got complete faith in them to do enough weird shit for us geeks to go on about, and to make people who aren't geeks think, oh my god, I really need to see this movie because everyone's talking about it. The second half of my faith in their ability is that I think they're very good at putting in weird Easter eggs, like that whole thing of Flash coming and telling Bruce Wayne about the future problems that were happening, and his way of seeing his POV of Superman was indeed correct, or something along saying you were always right about him. I think that's just another way of getting us fans talking about it.
Was he definitely talking about Superman as well?
Probably. In a way, it doesn't even matter, because I'm thinking they don't even quite know. Because I think they've
left it open-ended.
They're writing on the hoof. I think all the issues that people had with the collateral damage of Man of Steel was kind of answered in this movie, only because people had an issue of it last time around. I don't think Zack Snyder is aware when things blow up or buildings come down that people actually die. So I don't think he was aware that Batman was actually a killer in this movie. I don't think he's aware of it. I think he just likes the explosion, how it looks, and isn't thinking about it actually crossing against Batman's ideology.
Exactly.
Or Batman's ideology clashing with Superman, in that Superman has this amazing power but is not being responsible about it. Batman's not being responsible about it. Anyway, I'm ranting now.
John, can I make a request?
Yes.
Can I respond to a comment that was made on our previous video?
Yeah, okay. What was the comment? Okay. I don't read them.
So the comment, he does read them. He loves you, fans.
I really don't. I don't have time to love you. Not through your comments.
Anyway, so the comment was, did we not understand that Batman and Superman were pushed to their limits because of the circumstances? Dude, we did watch the same movie, because you said this in the comic. Did we watch the same movie? Mate, we did watch the same movie. Yes, they may have been pushed to their limits because of the circumstances, but just look at the story build-up and how they built it up, how the characters were interplayed. Like Clark Kent, out of nowhere, is writing stories about Batman, just out of nowhere, just because he's... And then randomly they make the reason because he's branding people, and again it ties into John with Batman going against his ideology. There is so many reasons and so many ways that the plot and the character building could have been done so much better. The first 45 minutes of that movie, maybe when I rewatch it in better quality it will be different, but when you look at the first 45 minutes of that movie, it wasn't used in the way it could be used. I was expecting it to be a little bit long-winded, for there to be a little bit of build-up, but there was nothing tangible in that first 45 minutes. The most entertaining in that build-up was Lex Luthor, okay, and getting to know his character, and the way that this director has made Lex Luthor a little bit different to what Lex Luthor's originally like.
Like the fucking Riddler.
Exactly. Lex Luthor is a serious bad guy. He's not the Joker. He's not the Riddler. He's not that kind of insanity. Okay. But they took a different turn on it with Jesse Eisenberg. Maybe prison will make him a hard ass. Who knows? But the point being is, and to answer your question, I do take into account the fact that Superman and Batman have been pushed to certain circumstances to do that thing. And in the comic books and in the cartoons and in all of these other ways, you see that. And it's there. But in this film, their chance to show it to the entire world in high definition, it wasn't there. You didn't see the relationships between the characters grow because there was none. You just started from the title screen, said Batman versus Superman, and then from the beginning, that was it. There was no reason for it.
Even if we can't articulate these thoughts correctly, ultimately these characters were not necessarily people. They were devices to move the plot along in a way that I think was very facetious. It's not Batman and Superman, it's like Lex Luthor versus Batman and Superman put them together. It was very convoluted. But yeah, I think ultimately we've got to decide what we're going to talk about in our next video.
Comment, guys. Tell us what you want us to talk about.
What do you want us to talk about? Because I'm just eating my sandwich. I'm not totally here right now. I'm hungry.
And I'm going to tag the dude who
tag him.
Asked his
Is
question.
that a good thing?
Yeah, no, of course it's a good thing. He's a good guy.
All right.
He's a good guy.
Consider yourself
We love you,
tagged.
man. We love you, guy.
Goodbye. Here's a sandwich. Here it is.